disclaimer real quick as soon as, and then if Mama, when you're ready, maybe switching me over to the
Okay.
co-host.
We are having a,
We are what? Is it mute? No, she's still there. Weird.
hello.
There you
Yes.
are.
So my system do say that the internet is not strong enough. So hopefully it's all going to record everything we're going to do today. So I'm so excited to be joining you, beautiful ladies, and brothers who are able to hear and join us, and those who are going to listen to it later on. So before we continue, as we always do, we want to make sure that our disclaimer is, and I'll share our disclaimer, and then so make co-host. Yes. So I'm going to let you, Destiny. Mhm.
I was like, oh no, I'm on mute. Okay. So Healy is a microcurrent medical device that has been cleared by the U.S. Food Drug Administration only for local relief of acute, chronic, and arthritis pain and muscle soreness due to overexertion. Healy also has non-medical applications that use individualized microcurrent frequencies to harmonize your bioenergetic field. Always use your Healy in accordance with its instructions for use. All righty.
All
Now we got
right.
that
So,
out of the way, so we're safe.
yes, hallelujah. Kathy is
Hi,
joining us
Kathy.
again. Hi,
Hi,
Kathy.
Kathy.
So good, so good. I'm so glad to be again joining you all
Yeah.
together. Again, I missed you as last week. It was
Yeah.
just interesting week. I was on the road and I can't
Oh,
do it. Just back and forth. So I
wow.
decided to. So, but I know you guys had a wonderful time reading the notes. But I do apologize. I didn't know, because when I left last time, I gave Destiny, you were able to host the stuff as before. So, and it was the same information I gave. So the only thing we can attribute is that, you know how Zoom, they continue to change the protocol for security. So that's only where I can say maybe they did that. So my next thing to do is to actually find out how to, so that she can have total access, or anybody that is actually doing it. I was talking with Destiny and was saying, hey, we need more than just us, because I think this is something that we all need. Sometimes we, each one of us may not be able to be there, but making sure that we continue to stand for our community, even if it's two people that come visit, 2 or 3 come together, and then there's the opportunity that people will be able to go back to watch it. And I feel really a little bit sad that I wasn't able to see what happened last week, because I know for me everything is a learning process. This is the education, coming from whoever is coming from, this education for all of us. And so don't underestimate where it's coming from. Don't estimate what's actually coming out of your own mouth, because sometimes when you open your mouth to speak, it's just like, it's just a download that you didn't even prepare, you didn't think about it, but it just comes out because that's what is needed. So whenever we have to record and take time, for those who, I'm saying it, this is for the choir, preaching to the choir, but I am so excited. And I was sharing Destiny. I've been always excited about Healy since he came into my life, and since I began to use it, and I've been so excited. But even this time, I got so excited. Even my husband was listening for the Frequency Monday. He's like, "Wow!" I mean, he listened a little bit, but like, "Wow, that's awesome! That's awesome! Yeah, do we have that and do this?" So I got so excited. I know that it was in the middle from the July. We really had a challenging, some of us, especially me, more so me, didn't really quite understand how to address the new system that they put in place, and it was challenging for a lot of people. So to just know that they went back, this is what really they did. So I want to share some of the some things that they did, and many of you may have seen it and may have already participated, but I think it's good for us, because you kind of talk about it. So let me see. I'm going to share my screen for a little bit, okay?
Julie,
Share.
hold your thought on what you were going to share, so that way.
Yeah, hold on. We're gonna go in that. Yes, we're gonna go.
And
I just want
a bit later, could I share also a kind of a testimony and a little bit of my life story? It would only take about 5 minutes, maybe later, if there's time, because it's quite amazing.
Okay. Oh, wonderful. Yes. So this is just going to be a little bit of some of the things I talked about, just in case anybody didn't see it. So, and of course, there's a lot of depth, a lot of details that I don't have here, but I wanted to share with us. Then we have the floor to be able to share with one another some of the incredible things that's already happening. So, just share. So what is it? So here, when they simplify, they say, it's a simplification, a goodbye complex. And so this is something they presented on Monday. But the simplest thing is that, how we purchased the Healy at the very beginning, there was no requirement that you have to have this subscription. So it is back the way it was, really. And
that's
then
really good.
Yeah, this is absolutely amazing. And then when they introduced the new 2.0, they said, the people who started with the original, who started like 2019 or 2020, they cannot upgrade. So all these things they just pulled down, and that's a kudo for an organization that is willing to listen to the people. I believe that they heard us, because we were like, we don't know what to do, and people were sharing their concern as well, that they listened and they went back to what really attracted everybody, and then made it that possible. So they simplified, I don't know if you can see it, they simplified stuff for us. And then one of the other things that I got really excited, and when they talked about the coach module, I wasn't really clear about some of the things that he has to give, he had to offer. But after listening this Monday, it was so clear to me. I mean, I'm definitely gonna get it. I haven't ordered it yet, but it's and then they talked. They shared a little bit about the what it offers, which is supporting self-help. Most solutions that have, you can see the writing, and so I like some of those things that they getting things moving when you are stuck. Sometimes many of us, we get stuck in a certain area of our life. It could be in our spiritual work. It could be, just a motivation to do some stuff. We get stuck, because there's, blindfold or something we can't see, our perception. We just can't seem to get out of whatever it is that is standing like a block in our view. So to listen to this or see this, like, wow, that is so good, because that's something I need, and I know that some of us may need it as well. So so this is very encouraging. Then I talked about the the success coach, so. And after I read this, it's like, yes, I need this in a relationship, personal relationship, self-worth, emotional balance, social relationship, and my spiritual life, which is really number one from us all, to make sure that we have our spiritual life in balance. So I really like that. And they also they talked about upgrade. So I didn't even know, of course, people who started to 2019, and many of us started 2020, majority of America, but I guess in other nations they started 2019. But they said that everybody now can have access to upgrade. You can upgrade to the professional now. So and then they showed the price. I think it's what if we have it's 1,550. Remember that original they have the professional for 5,000 something. So so beside myself like, cool, yeah. And then so now they brought it back, they took away the aura, the modules, they had aura separate and I had they had gold separate, and I don't know if you remember the gold, it just had like 2 things, and then the subscription was like 3 of no, there was no subscription attached there. Anyway, so we have an amazing opportunity now that they are back in where we can honestly and sincerely share, because we all have, most of us have the resonance. That's why we're able to run it, to do the scan on our body, that we can also get to the be able to upgrade ourselves. And then so it's back to that 4 module again. It's back to so it's a good holistic. Before it used to be holistic plus, so but it's just now gold holistic, and then resonance and professional. So back to that 4 again. So it's like so I'm grateful that they listened. I'm grateful that they're able to hear, and they're able to, because some organization may be like, it's like, this is how we want to do things. If you don't like it, to go somewhere else. So did we say a question chart? Let me see. Going to position inside. Oh, okay. So Destiny says she's gonna go reposition inside. Okay, good. Okay. So I really enjoyed that, and then started really looking into the mission. I don't know if you guys can see that, the mission and vision of this. And that's incredible. If this is what we want to, our vision is to empower people to live a healthy life. Oh my God, this is giving people this tool in their toolbox to be able to make a difference, to be able to have a stand and have a say, responsibility. And I was always told that responsibility is you having a say in what matters in your life. That's what the responsibility is. Now, some people are like, I don't want a responsibility. I don't want a responsibility. But you having a responsibility means that you have a say in what happened to your life. You have a say in what happened in your family. You have a say in what happens in your community, of course, in the nation as lovers of Jesus. So we have a say in what happens in our world. So I do like that. So I'm looking at, okay, this is what because for you to embrace a company with what they have, I love the program, I love the device, I love the program, but also the mission. If this is what these people are all about, I serve United Methodist Church, and their goal is to make disciples, for the Lord Jesus Christ, for the transformation of the world is the mission statement. And I love that. I'm there to make disciples. I'm there to share Christ, regardless, whatever. That's our mission. So I love this vision and mission statement that they have here, because it kind of says something to me. It speaks to me in my mission as a pastor or as a minister. It speaks to me in that way. So I really like to look at that mission statement. So anyway, that's in a nutshell, that we have opportunity to now explain Healy. We have a clear understanding. We now can explain Healy back again as we used to, and then be able to tell people, oh, there's other program that you can, which we used to do. There's other program that is available. You can subscribe to it, if you choose to. Like even before they had, they did a point. Oh, I'm subscribing to what do you call it? Bio-revitalization. Now it's called bioenergetic vitalization. Before it was called revitalization. So anyway, so I was subscribing to that in my pink app, and it's still a subscription. They have it for us resonance. As a free, we can vibrate that. But if you really want to that microcurrent effect, you can now, or have the coil effect, you can now or subscribe to that. So yeah, so I think they simplify things. I think they made things, for me, it was like, oh, okay. So I can now freely be able to share Healy and explain it, like, instead of saying you have this and you have to make sure you have a 3-month subscription, and when it's gone, remember how it was when it's gone, 3 months, after 3 months, you have to decide whatever. No, so this one, you buy it, you own it for life. If you want to add more things, which, many of us will, if you want to add more, then you subscribe. I think that's perfect. I think it's absolutely beautiful. So, and I like that this statement that I had at the end. Let me see if I can bring it closer. So yeah, they said the secret of getting ahead is getting started, and that's Mark Twain. And then so that speaks to all of us. It's, sometimes some of us will wait until everything participant can now see, can now see. Yeah, I wanted them to see it. Sorry, he's telling me participants can now see your screen. I said, yeah, I wanted them to see it. Yeah. So sometimes, the problem with a lot of us is we want to make sure that all our everything is crossed, and we know all the same path. Is actually taking a baby step, and then Destiny was sharing today what she did. And like, whoa, that's awesome. She would, I'll let you share that one. So, but that's just what I wanted to share. That I was so happy for this Monday, that frequency. And I don't know if everybody got in it. Oh, you know what, Julie? Oh, you did, Julie. They have one they're doing now for Britain. So like, okay, whenever it's if you get this, maybe you can connect us so we can be able to hear what's going on, if there's anything, even though it may not, market wise, but it's just information. It helps us to understand the knowledge, knowledge, understanding, and wisdom comes, so if there's anything that they're doing there, like now we're doing in India, and they have different people that tap into that just to hear. It could be just a phrase that help us to, so
thank you.
And then so I'm just gonna start. This is what we saw last time, the pitch, elevator pitch. So anyway, I felt like I was so excited. I was like, oh my God, I love it. Yeah. So I'm gonna have I have you, Destiny, because you had a wonderful week, and we wanted to share a little bit of what you did. Then we can open it. I think Julie, then you go ahead, and everybody else that have a comment, so let's do it.
Okay, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. So I was telling Mama O when we first jumped on that I was been trying to come up with different strategic ways that we've been talking about the last couple of weeks about what we can do to kind of get the word out there more about Healy and share and do what we need to do. But somebody told a lady about what I did, and that was based on just a musical thing that I did. Oh yeah. And then the lady was like, well, I have this problem going on. Oh, you should talk to Destiny. She has some sort of device about, she didn't know anything about it. She just said, talk to Destiny. She has some sort of a device that helps with that. So then last week, I think I mentioned to ladies that I ended up meeting with the lady, and just for a brief time, just complimentary, just to kind of go over Healy. I went over the slide with her and everything. And she kind of already had a holistic approach in general. So that having that kind of mindset was helpful, in that she was open to Healy in general. And then I actually took some time with her yesterday, and we did like a full session where I actually, did the gold cycle on her, because I told her that's when we need to start. And so now she's become a client, in the sense she's not in a position to purchase one right now. She's interested, and as soon as she's able to, she will. But until that time, she wants to receive the benefits of using Healy. So I'm meeting with her like a regular client, once or twice a week, as for now, twice a week, and going through the gold cycle. And she has a certain thing that she's dealing with. And then I went through the Healy advisory and found out what programs I'll be running on her to help her with that issue. So it was good. It was very good. And then she told me, and this is the third time somebody's invited me. So I finally was like, okay, Lord, maybe that's your way of saying, hello, get over there, do this. So I'm like, okay, I get the hint now. That's the third person. And in town, I live in a small town, they have a little restaurant up here where they do like every Wednesday, they do like a network meeting for small businesses up here where I live in the mountain. And so today I had an opportunity to go. That lady was there. There was another gentleman who had already kind of heard about what I have done. There was 2 people that were talking about Germany. Like some guy just got back from Germany and someone else had some, I don't know. And I was like, that's so weird. Like today's a topic about Germany and frequencies. This is like the right time to be talking about this.
Yeah.
So I handed out my card to everybody, gave them a brief explanation about what Healy was. And then there's like a couple people that were actually very receptive to hearing more. So I'm hoping that that'll open up doors for appointments where I can do something very similar to what I just did with this other lady. And if they're in a financial position to get Healy after they see the benefits of what it does, then that's a good open door. So that's just, one avenue that we talked about, before, but it was kind of awesome how everything kind of came together. So I just wanted to share that with you all.
Wonderful.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Yeah.
So go
But you
ahead,
wanna-
Julie. I know that what you wanted to share was really important.
Yes, Julie.
Well, I'll share because I'll have to start thinking of an order. But when I heard Marcus, I forget. I've heard quite a lot of the catch-ups, so I can't remember which one it was. I think it was him who said, "Healy found you." That the way he said it, I was blown away. He held up the device, and he said, "Healy found you." In terms of, I think that frequency.
Yes.
We must have had it in us to want to draw it. I don't know. But anyway, it really spoke to me.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
all right.
So 2 weeks ago, Mama, you were talking, and others were, Caroline and Destiny, you were all talking, and you were saying about hit it from every side, and I began to understand a bit about it when you were saying that. Another bit of arsenal, another tool.
Yeah.
And when you said, put on the Lord Jesus Christ and make no provision for the flesh, that resonated in the way I've never heard before. It was, I speak for myself, we can hear scriptures and we can like limit it what we think, but it came out the box.
Oh, wow.
And it was so huge. And then James mentioned about my people perish for lack of knowledge, and I've always I've tended to think that's all within the scriptures sort of thing. I don't, anyway, that came, I just meditated on that for the next few days. But anyhow, after that Zoom, I stood up, and I know it might sound a bit strange, but I called back every bit of fragmentation, because what happened was I've been on this journey for so long, in this healing journey, and I've tried things, like things like, lemon water works, cider vinegar and honey works, and I would have success for a while, and then it would seem like it wasn't perhaps working so much, and I probably got a bit discouraged. So what I'm trying to say is I call back all those tools that I've been on this journey. I literally call them back into my little basket, into my little chest, which is inside me.
Yes.
And then it made me realize that as a young adult, and it is a long time ago, I'm still young in the Lord, but it was a long time ago, and I hadn't long been baptized in the Holy Spirit, absolutely in love with Yeshua, which I still am.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember I had so much energy, but I didn't know the words frequency then, not in the way we know it now. I didn't know that, but I thought, Lord, I have so much resurrection life. I just almost didn't know what to do with it. I was working in a nursery, kindergarten, with children, and I wanted to almost leap up the corridor. I was so energetic. And I felt the Lord say, yes, you've got that now, but there'll be a time when you don't have it, but you'll have it back again. And I never realized until this week that I've been on that journey since then. It's not been easy, but you see, what the Lord takes us through, that's how we help other people, isn't it? I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah.
I could have had where I never had to search out these things, but we're going to be reaching so many people. So anyway, I just wanted to sort of, it all sort of fitted into place with me. That
Yeah.
on my journey, nothing is wasted. So I've called them
Nothing.
all now, all these things. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Amen.
I did this. Yes, awesome. Yes. So I did the same thing, beautiful Julia.
Thank you.
Julia.
Thank you, Johnny.
That's awesome. So this week, what I decided to do a tonic. Hi, Johnny Lee. All right.
Yeah.
So this week, I know we talked about kidney, talked about our inside and blah blah blah. So I also went back and said to do some of the things that I did as a child, or that my family, my parents, my dad. I didn't know my mom. So anyway, but usually when you do if anything like you have a stomach issue, that's different leaves that so and I'm beginning to listen to the flowers and then hear. So this week what I have is so I went back on mushrooms. Okay. And I think I shared it with you guys or I didn't know last week, but mushrooms. So when I was a little child, I was, there was two things, more than two things, sorry, but I'm going to share maybe the two. So, so I was alone. I was a lone child because my mom died when I was a child. So they took me to somewhere when they were winning me. So, and that place was my aunt, but my aunt had her children already like on a married level kind of people. So I was this little baby, so I would go into the forest and I pick all kinds of mushrooms. Okay, so
Wow.
I pick the mushroom and I bring it. I don't eat it there. I bring it, and then because I always say you gotta cook your mushroom. That's what that's what they told me. So I was all pick all these mushrooms and I bring it, and then and then they would tell me, oh, this one is good, this one is not good, you don't eat this one. So I was in love with the lion mane, do you guys know that I love that lion mane mushroom, and I never even knew all the ingredient, what it has to do for the body. So this last week I went back and I purchased a lion mane, and then also I when they said if you're feeling like there's a blockage or anything like internal and liver, so I went and I purchased something. It's called jujube. It's like a cherry, dried cherry for the Asian people. I bought all this, so I did a concoction that we do to clean your inside. Literally. So I boiled them and and with the goji cherry, and I cooked them and I'm drinking. So it's like I want this to be a part of my daily tools in my toolbox. So and I'm so just bringing all this little stuff that I know was really helpful when as a child, and then as I was before even I came to America, and so those things and those herbs and is what I'm bringing. So I'm just piggybacking on that, what you talked about, Julie. That is amazing. That's just wonderful. So yes, so the floor is going. Yeah, that is, jujube. Yeah, okay, yes. Jujube. It's a J-U, yes, yeah.
And it's supposed to help. It's supposed to help with your liver, Mama.
Huh?
It's supposed to help with the liver.
Kidney.
Oh, kidney. Okay.
Yes, your kidney. Kidney is like what they call the ground of, really of your being, if you may, because it's connected with all. If your kidney is in perfect harmony, if your kidney is working perfect, then every other organ, really they pull from it. So they call it the soul of the body,
Yeah. I know that they have that on the deep cycle, the male and the female kidney system or something.
Yes.
So you can so now I have So when I cook them, I just cook them. That's all. I cook them, and then I cook the jujube and listen, and I just like the way I remember at home. And I drank some, so I put it. And of course, my husband loved it. Now I have 4 guests, so I had to give everybody. But it's something that you can make and put in a bottle. If you like it warm, just warm it. Just like to walk in your inside, clean up this and harmonize your kidney. I mean, there's other tools. So I'm gonna be bringing all the stuff, and my goal this year is to plant some of the major flowers that I know when I was a child that helped. Like if you haven't stomachache, you go get this. So I'm relearning, and this time when I go home, we're gonna go bury our father this December. So I'm hoping to really go to my father's house, and then to be able to ask the spirit to help me recognize, because my dad would send me go outside and just pick this up, and then we cook it, and then we drink. So I want the spirit to just bring everything to my memory when I go home, so I'll be able to see the name, and then just kind of write the names. And I'm sure that it's gonna be like, even if it's not the exact, but it's gonna be like the family of, like see, like you have agave, you have a family of agave, or you have or what do you call it? Yes. So they always have the family. So I know that if I find the family here, then I'll be able to kind of grow it in my garden. So that's my garden is gonna be a therapeutic. It's gonna be a pharmaceutical therapeutic. Sorry.
That's awesome.
It's just amazing.
Yes,
Wow. I mean, I'm blown away as well, because there's so much on Healy, and I'm delving in and want to try and find out a bit, a lot more of what, I mean, just even the bark flowers, I've not even really touched on them really. I've tried it once or twice. I've done the Australian, whatever that's called, I've forgotten now, but there's just so much.
Kathy, sorry. Go ahead, Julie.
No, that was really it. Oh yeah, take them.
Yes.
Yeah. But it's spurring us on, isn't it? And it's just so wonderful. I mean, because the Lord's put it all on the earth, whether it's under the sea, on the earth, or even in the cosmos, He's showing us.
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead, Julie.
Did you mention, Mama, goji?
Yeah, then goji. Yes, goji. I'm typing it now. I'm typing goji.
It might be different to what I think. I've heard of goji berries.
That's what I say. That's what I'm saying. The goji berries.
Yeah. I've had that in I used to take Juice Plus. That was another one of the tools I took for about 18 months. Juice Plus, and it had all of them in a capsule. Yeah. And it had all the berries, and that was one of them.
Yes.
I took Juice Plus too for a little while.
Yes. Huh?
I took Juice Plus for a while too, and I actually purchased them from a lady from the UK, which is kind of funny.
Oh, so I wonder if it's the same lady.
Yeah. Oh wow.
What's her name actually? Because I ordered. It wasn't.
I can't remember her name, but she was also a woman of faith.
Yes.
Probably affiliated on our Facebook page. She used to post stuff about
it's
that all the
same
time.
Lady.
It probably is.
Oh gosh, Annalisa.
Oh yes, yes, that's where I used to get it from.
Well, how amazing is that? The same lady. I met her at Justin Abraham. I met her at Justin Abraham's meeting. Wow. Yeah.
Oh, Justin Abraham.
That's where I met Annalisa.
Oh,
and
Annalisa.
I was her first customer. She reminds me I was her first customer. How amazing is that?
Yeah, that's the lady that we used to do the Juice Plus with, Mama, that had all the capsules of the concentrated vegetables and fruits, including the goji berries that you're talking about. I went through a phase where I was taking them daily as well.
I did as well. I had them ordered on a repeat order.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. I've tried lots of different things, and I got disheartened a bit because I thought, they haven't really solved it. But of course, these were all the things on their own. They might not be enough, but we're building up all these tools and together on this Zoom.
Together. together.
That's
Hit it.
so
Yes.
amazing.
Together.
So,
Yeah. Yes.
so yeah.
So
Wow.
yeah, Destiny, you were gonna share about the Healy, what the experience you had.
Oh yeah. So this weekend, my kids and I, we went out for a to celebrate my birthday. I know, Julie, you saw some pictures on Facebook.
Yeah.
And it was a good weekend, except it started off a little scary because my son was complaining of some, he's only 15, he was complaining of some chest pain and then burning sensation. So I really had to think about it, and I thought, well, maybe he's having some acid reflux, although he's never had that before. He really didn't eat much that day, but it was kind of strange. So I didn't have anything on me. So it was late at night. I took him to Albertsons. I got like an antacid, wasn't working. And then somebody suggested at the cash register for him to take an Alka-Seltzer. And so I gave him that. It helped calm down whatever was going on here. But then when we went to go rest, he started having a severe allergic reaction. His skin started scratching all over, itching, and he broke out in hives. I had him jump in the shower. He got out of the shower and his face was just swollen up and, red as a tomato. And so I immediately put the Healy on him and put it under the allergy meridian.
Yeah.
That's what I believe the Spirit of the Lord is telling me to do. And so it helped keep it from not progressing into anything else. And so what I did is I knew that he needed Benadryl because the antihistamine is what blocks it from, helps it calm down. And I couldn't believe that my emergency kit didn't have an antihistamine in it or a Benadryl. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So here I am, I'm trying to get to the 24-hour Walgreens, which is where they have the medication. And then I was like, oh wait, gas stations have Benadryl. The nearest gas station I went to, I walk up and it says, sorry, due to technical issues, we're closed. I'm like, oh my gosh. So then I had to drive like 30 miles out of the way, and I was able to get him. But I'm just telling you, if it weren't for being able to put the Healy allergy meridian on him, I don't know what could have happened.
Wow.
And there was no hospital nearby where I was. And so I was just praying in the Spirit and asking God for his direction and for his help. So that's what I did until I was able to get him the Benadryl. Then I drove another 20 miles to get to an ER just to park outside in case it didn't work, then at least I had a backup plan. So, and then I was really prayerful, and then it he calmed down. The swelling went down, it went away. And then I was prayerful and asked the Lord if I should take him to the ER just in case. And I didn't really sense God was saying to do that. So I think that he did have allergic reaction to the Alka-Seltzer. And so I definitely won't be giving him anymore. But I'm just saying that, I was grateful to have the Healy at that time to kind of hold us over until we were able to get the help that we needed. So yeah, because it didn't progress to where it could have been, because it was being a mom, you freak out in that moment. And it was a teaching moment for me, because then it helped me also just on a spiritual side of things that calm down, ask the Lord. And here I am like, oh my gosh, you can't breathe. And he's like, oh my gosh, what do I do? Freaking out. What am I going to do? And, and I realized, and then if I had not stopped and listened to what God told me to do, then I would not have known what program to run. I would not have known, whether or not to go to the ER, which we would have been there all night. And then that would have been a nightmare. So I'm just grateful that for the Spirit of God, number one. Number two, I'm grateful for the Healy, and I'm grateful just that he was able to recover. And so it was kind of a scary situation. But then after that, we were able to go about our weekend, and God really blessed us. So
yes, lovely pictures. Yeah. Wow.
Kathy said something here.
I know, I love that, Kathy. Did you see what she wrote?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Hallelujah.
Tap it out.
I want to read it out.
Yes.
So just think what our bodies will be like when our bodies are in complete harmony and resonance. Yes, hallelujah. We can't wait to see that. I wanted also to share a little bit. I'm not giving all this credits to Healy, but I'm just saying, like we're talking about tools. It was one of the tools that we used. So our mom, Yes, glorify body, hallelujah. Our mom, I don't know if you guys know that, but one of the things that are happening with us, it's a lot of stuff going on in our family, and God is working everything out. But our mother, which is the lady who helped us to come to North America, she was in ICU, and she's 87 or 85, sorry. And so they put her in ICU, and what they told us was she wasn't gonna make it. So, and my husband, and so we kind of bound together and speaking. And the daughter, her name is, she's also a Healy person, but she's also, very, very spiritual and really sees angels. So she said that she had this vision where the angel there was angel on her head and one on her feet, and one was telling whatever was coming, how trying to come to her to go away. So we kind of agreed that, it's not her time. So even though, also what we're hearing from the doctors, and of course they speak in part because they see in part. So I don't blame them. So sometimes we, trying to blame the doctors. No, they only see in part. So for them, based on their understanding, she wasn't going to make it. So what we did is that we began to do a Zoom with her in ICU. Say, give us 40 minutes, and we just speak into her life. So what myself we do here, and my husband. So sometimes what we do is that we called Rebecca, which is our sister in Canada, the one of the daughter, so that has a Healy. So I taught her how we can do a synchronized vibration. So it would be 5 o'clock because it's the same time in Canada here. And then we just do all her internal organ, because her this in her lungs, so she couldn't breathe, so she was in oxygen, all those things. So we just run and speak the name of the Lord. We speak over her and speak over her. Well, not the next day, but not too long, then she started having like it's like a diarrhea, and everybody got angry, got upset. She's having a diarrhea, and the Lord told me, no, it's not. They think it's no. She said her body is cleaning. Is detoxifying. So, because I'm running gold and she's running all this, we're doing all this. He said her body is detoxifying. So now, I now sent out a text to her. I said, "Wow, glory to God!" And she detoxing, because she was like, "Oh, well, I'm so depressed. She's having a diarrhea." And I said, "No, well, yeah, but it's actually detoxification of her system that is taking place." So that for 2 days she was having that constant going this, which she was not having bowel movement before, I think. So, but just the long story short is we got on Tuesday, no, on Monday, they took out the oxygen. So for 5 days now, not this Monday, but on Monday. On Monday they took out the what do you call it today? Oxygen. Yeah. So she's breathing on herself by herself, and they've taken her away taken her out. Tuesday they took her out from ICU, and they're even saying that that they may release her by this weekend. So this 85-year-old woman, they said that's what it. They said she had a COVID pneumonia. And I said, no. We said, no, whatever it is, so we just, so there is power, again, it's intention, hit it in all direction. We were praying, also sent, Destiny, you got the email. I think I sent Julie too. I sent an email to anybody, anyone, pray all over, just pray.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, so I said, please pray. And then in the church, please pray. And the doctor, because he was when I was gone, so I know he shared a little bit. But we are so grateful. The story for today is that they made discharge her by the end of the week. So but it's also hitting it in our direction. We praying, people are praying all over, and we are praying. Also be intentional. So when we my sister Debbie, I wish her daughter says she's never run because I had to walk her through. She's not the what you call it, technical she's technical challenge, that's what she tells me, but she's very, very, absolutely very smart. So all I told her on the phone, and she started to do, she's like, oh my God, I didn't know you can do this, so and then so we were able, and then she runs it before, she's a teacher, she runs it before she go to school, and then she runs it after she comes back sometimes. So we're seeing God doing, as we're hitting it in all directions. The doctors are doing their stuff, all prayers, and then we're hitting it in the frequency of heaven, So yes,
It's
I just
so
wanted to share. That's where we are at the
wonderful.
moment. This is where we are at the moment. So
Wow.
so grateful.
Wow. And when I was listening to replay and Ken Close was answering most of the questions, I mean, I think I've heard it before, but it emphasized that when we use Healy, I mean, perhaps blue dot as well, pink dot, he said, yes, it's affecting us, but actually it's going out so far, it's reaching. So we're, with all of us doing Healy all over the world, it's actually doing something
Yes.
in the bigger information field or into our bodies. So that is just blown my mind.
Yeah.
I heard one person who said, and I love that. He said, when she pick up whatever, let's just say like now whatever I'm running, I say I'm running my kidney or liver, whatever you're running. So when you pick it up and click the program, she begin to speak as she's loading, begin to speak into your being, say you're biohacking it, biohacking so and that's why I was like, I thought when they say biohacking, it's like, what do you mean biohacking? But they said you just speak what you want to see happen.
Yes.
And what it says, you begin to speak as he's loaded. He's speaking this. So my kidney, like I said, I'm doing my kidney. I said my kidney is whole. My kidney is, functioning with all levels, and the flowing. We talk about the energetic system. Everything is flowing. And they just speak, and then so you biohack it. So and speak into that, and I didn't even like, I mean, it's a new word. They're saying biohacking, but that's only what we do in prayer.
Yes.
We actually biohacking,
Yes.
we speak.
Wow.
So the word biohacking is like, whoa, but it's not biohacking. It's really what we have been doing. But now we have another language and another tool to be able to, do that.
Yes.
So I'm excited.
Absolutely. And the other thing,
Jolie,
as well. The other thing, since you taught us about the tapping, I want that to become so part of me that it's as I'm going to be using it as much as I would putting on a Healy program. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
So I've kind of learned. Well, I've learned them, and it's
Mama,
just
can you put that video back on Telegram again? The one that you did on the tapping?
Yes, that would be good. Actually.
On the tapping, okay.
Yeah, I had to leave early that day, so because I had a performance, but I'd like to re-watch it again because and then practice it. So
I know also say that I think we can have a time where we practice and just kind of be in a position, we can decide if we want to run a coherence or we want to run the body, whatever it is, or the soul or whatever it is that we want to do at that time, and we want to focus on that and run it. So and then while we're tapping, because again we're hidden. And do you know what I note? But I heard also from Ken that he will be running. I guess many of them have like multiple devices, so he's been running microcurrent, and he's running. He's also running. Did you hear that in that last one?
I've heard it, and
he's all running. He's like he's hitting his body in all directions.
I know. I mean, I know that with the tapping, you've probably heard of Steve Hampton with the sound bowls. Have you?
Oh yes, we have the sound bowl in the church too.
Oh, how lovely! I have played them on with Mike Parsons. I mean, not played. I've just had an experiment on it. But anyway, in the healing center or the wellness center, I don't know whether it's Nancy Cohen's one, but anyway, he was having some treatment, and this lady,
Nancy.
This lady went like this. And he didn't elaborate what it was, but it must be like an energy system. And I do it from time to time, and I can feel the energy.
Yes.
I can feel the energy of that, and I can feel the energy of tapping. Not the first time when I did it, but as I did it today, I could feel.
So yes, when Nancy opened, which is hopefully what we are praying, so we have a space that our team, we have opportunity to, if we have people, so that they once in a week there will be like or whatever, how many, so that our team will take turns and we host a series where we want to have the bowl. So one of the members already had that. Steve came and did that, did a whole one afternoon for us. And then so some people bought it, and also we have some in the church. And then we use it once in a while. But so we so when Nancy opened, she opened also with that. She had the sound bowls as well. So we were trying to do the same thing as before the COVID. Before we, anyway, we're trying to set up the a center. So we have it painted. We're still finishing painting.
Wow.
But that we'll have a place where we can have anybody that's really interested in the business aspect. Actually, of course, we have a time to host it. It's going to be a week, in a month or whatever. They just host a host this, and then we were hoping that that sound was going to be there. We wanted to, there was somebody I was reaching out to does massage, but the person had relocated to Texas or somewhere. So anyway, but those are something we want to have, because I love the way Nancy's doing it. So she just have these things in and I think we talked about it, even Destiny, in your area.
Yeah,
so
I was just gonna touch on that there's I was gonna ask if you ladies and anybody on our team who'd feel led. There's a small property in our town that I really kind of feel led that like that particular place would be a good healing place, like a possible retreat. In fact, I got like a whole bunch of details on it one day, like, for future stuff. And I'm like praying it through, and I'm going to ask a friend of mine to go show me the property. And I really want to start praying over that place every single day, because I really think that would be a really beautiful location to
on that mountain,
have a healing place. Yeah, I even have a name for it and everything. I already have it all visualized, and like
Wonderful.
I'm like, whoa. So
That's
if you
awesome.
ladies get in agreement with me on that, because I think that would be a really, I think it's a much needed place.
Yes.
Up here that are popping up that are called healing centers, but they're like the twisted version of the truth. It's like, that Reiki and crystals and all this weird stuff. And I know that there's a certain amount of truth to it, but I want the pureness. I want the pureness of what God has intent for people to be healed. And I know Mama has the same heart she's doing over at the church. I want to do that up here. Like, that's my heart, Ever since I moved up here, I wanted to have I knew that there's like a shop or something that like at some point, like I wanted to do in town. I just didn't know what it was going to be. And now that we've been doing Healy and there's so many things that you can incorporate with Healy, like massage, the sound baths, all that stuff. There's so many amazing things that can help bring people to wholeness. So
have a tea, because like a tea place or something like that.
Wonderful.
There's a journal lady. And I know you want to say something or type something for us. She want to type something for us. Yeah, we want to pick on your brain, your amazing brain. Okay, not Kathy too. You said not now. Is that Kathy? Yeah. So anyway, we have I think what I would like to see happen. What I would like to see us happen to those who want to, we still continue to do what we're doing. I think this is really well needed. Just we want to make sure that we have more people. So in case I know I'm going to be gone, like I'll tell Destiny, I know I'm going to be gone for my Papa and my water project start. I'm going to be gone, really gone quite a bit. And I know December I'm going to be gone. And this in the network is not it's challenging in a different part of the world, especially in the world I came from. So that network is really challenging there. So we're looking really for people. I know Julie, and we're trying to see if any one of you can also begin to host it, and also we just want to have like different people skills, because sometimes like Destiny may be going to do something, and and any one of us, I just want any one of us to be able to host it, so it's not that, oh, it's closed because Destiny's not here, or it's closed because or it's not here. It is with community. This is something we're learning. It may be something, maybe just two people that come together that week, but it's something that is needed is gonna come out.
Yeah.
Something that's
So
needed.
sometimes we only have a couple people, and other times we have like a lot of people. You never know.
I know.
But
Yeah.
we've been consistent every week, with the exception of 1 or 2 times, and we really want to
Yes.
keep it
You
going.
have
And that's
been
what
amazing.
matters. Consistency, whether one thing that they teach, like for pastors, when we started, there was nobody in the church, and Dr. O is really good at that. So she would stand up and preach. She would preach like he's preaching to 1,000 people, but there'll be nobody. Just be sitting out there.
Yeah.
So but he will preach with everything you see him preach. He will preach with all his power. Because when we came to that place, there was well, after there was nobody, it was just and we're trying to build. So after we prayed, kind of activated the place, he began to preach, and then he would just preach to the place, and then preach to the atmosphere, and then they even say the walls, everything. I mean, it's just in this sphere that we see all these things as a solid stuff. But everything that God created, the wood, even the wood that is inside, it was alive. So the particles and all this, and they have their own sense that they understand.
They
so
do.
we can so don't feel bad when we come in and it's like to one person or two people. It's okay. Speak whatever, even if you prepare a PowerPoint, but do it with the best of your knowledge, because you're speaking into the atmosphere. We're speaking into atmosphere, and the fruit is gonna come as we continue to. What I'm saying is that we don't want it not to have it, because unless like I think we've had it, something I was sick or something happened, but we don't want to do that. It's not my stuff, it's our stuff. That's how we learn. When you if you can do it, you are impacting the environment. And sometimes somebody from we know we have people from Philippines. They're not able to get in. It doesn't matter. They're not able to join us. It doesn't matter when we do it. In the daytime here, they can't join us. So, but at least if they're able to go back and watch it, hopefully in the near future, then will be good. Everything that has frequency resonates. Praise the Lord. Yes.
Amen. Yes.
Amen, Kathy.
Yes. I heard about
like
the ancient fathers. I don't know which one it was in particular, but if they didn't have anyone to speak to, if there were no people, they would preach to the fish. I'm sure there's a story where they preach the gospel and the fish pop their head out.
Yeah.
I think it might be in Justin's book, Beyond Human. And it's just so amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I speak to my cats the gospel. I talk to them, about Yeshua. And
so we're hoping to have people say, hey, I can host if, so we begin to just kind of prepare and look at what we need to do to get the person, to be able to host that. So now, if there's any, because I want to talk to them and see how to add like several hosts, so that you can actually log in with your own information as a host. And I think what happens that this time, since they have changed stuff, since the COVID, they keep on changing things and adding stuff and moving stuff. But this time, I think if we're able to add as many people, then that person, when when you can, at least you have access to be able to load it and then have everybody be able to watch it later.
Amen.
Yes.
Yep.
Amen.
Amen.
I know I'm going to be away in about the Wednesday.
That's right, Kathy.
Yeah, she's talking about the new moon. Yes.
Amen.
I did a teaching on new moon last year. Yeah, and yeah, this is a Rosh Hashanah.
Did
Yes.
anybody get to watch the, I haven't yet, I'm just asking because I didn't know if anybody got to watch the Nina when he did the phases on the moon. Did anybody?
No.
I watched the
no.
first one.
You
I
got,
watched
okay, I
the
want to go
first
back
one.
and watch it. Was it really?
I started to draw. I started
Oh.
to draw
that's cool.
diagrams.
It's-
Because what blew me away, let me just see if I can
Was
find
that
it.
on a Facebook or was that on a on the
That was on
YouTube?
his I think it was
Website?
YouTube.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I think he connects them all. He connects all of them: Facebook, YouTube, and
Yeah.
his website.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I'm a
what
member
blew
there
me
too. So I just
away was, I mean, we know it so well that the moon obviously
Right,
controls the tides of the sea.
right.
But it's important to know each phase of the moon because the moon influences the waters in us. So
Yes.
in each phase of the moon, we've got different movement and we need different aspects, even water, alkaline 1 month and acidic another. That's what I understood. And some of the supplements he does.
Mhm.
And in some months, we're going to be very productive and lots of energy. And in other phases, you can experience where you needed to recharge, so he goes through it all. I haven't
Yeah.
taken it all in yet, but it's.
And then wasn't he tying the gold cycles into that too?
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
Yes, he was.
Yeah.
That's
So
why
I need to go back and watch that too.
Yeah, that's why
Yeah.
I started to use them again a bit more,
Oh, wow.
systematically.
I'm still
Yeah,
waiting.
just
for
a
my-
little bit on what
my coil.
on Rosh Hashanah, for the Jewish people, the new moon, which is a new birth, they just see it as a birth of
Yes.
nothing. So, but what they do is we actually impregnate the month. So the Rosh
Yeah.
Hashanah is a process of impregnation of a new moon. What we were so is we speak into it to transmute transmute the month and to speak to what we want to see happen. So that's the
Wow.
Jewish upbringing. So it's
Yeah.
that every when you see that slice of that little slice in the air in the sky, is when the rabbis will begin to speak into that. After it's already agreed, they begin to speak into that. So I did a little teaching.
That's good.
Yes.
I don't know the Rosh Kodesh. That's a new name for me.
Oh, okay. That's just Rosh Hashanah is just the new moon, and the new moon is only seen. I mean, it's like the first time the slice, like you said, it's a banana when it appears in the sky. So there is a system where they within the rabbis, so whoever it has to be before it's going to be a testimony of two people gotten into to the rabbis, So then that when they declare that it's the new moon in, and then there is a prayer, and my husband of course talked about, but I did a teaching on that as well, and the new moon and the different blessings that we speak into the moon to prepare the moon, to imbue to impregnate the moon, or the day, the whole the 30 days. It's like, so they say the first that new moon is pregnant. It's pregnant with everything that is going to happen. So you speak into it so that when it's birthed, and so we, whatever it is that we're saying is what is being birthed at that time. So yeah, so that's my as a Jewish baby, that's our upbringing.
Mama knows her stuff.
A little bit of my upbringing. I don't talk much about my heritage in a Jewish time, but once in a while I do teaching on that. Once in a while I do teaching different.
Learning. I'm learning some Hebrew. I'm on Scrolls for Life. If you've heard of, well, I'm sure you have, Yana. Sanders,
yes.
And so
my beautiful
I'm
sister Yana.
Beautiful. So I'm on the Scrolls for Life. So I'm doing some of that teaching. And
she's a gorgeous human being. So she's just passionate. When she came to know the Lord, before I know her, before she really committed to following Jesus, Yeshua, and she used to be so not so at ease. It's very unease. Like when you talk, when people call the name of God, that we don't usually say that, in our own upbringing, we don't say the name. We said the name. Hashem, but when people use that, they like call her, yeah, all the time, and then it's kind of irritates her. She's like, yeah. But I think when she when she really surrendered, and she's doing a lot of wonderful teaching, around. So I like her. I haven't been in her teaching, but I've been with her before she started.
Yes.
I've been with her.
I just love it.
Yeah.
There's so many things.
Yeah. Well, my beloved sisters and my
thank you so much.
It is after 1. Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, Julie. What did he say? Efficient.
She was sharing some information on the Goji plan.
Yes.
Did you
So
have
yeah, even
copy?
Goji, you can actually get it at Target. It's like all this little store. Oh, you give us all the stuff it has.
Do you have way can get
reliable
off
information
of
about the presentation of
what I typed, or should I email?
Oh wow, okay. Overdose, constipation. Okay, high dose of dried goji root. Okay, yes, thank you. Wonderful.
Can you print your chat, or should I
Email would be good. Yeah, yes. So email would be good, or some other aspect of if it's a link, you can put it on our if not a link.
It's still keep my fees for dietitian, even though can't practice.
Okay,
more.
okay.
So I can paste some email.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
My darling, I do
right.
have wonderful
Thank
people.
you, Mahama. Thank you,
I
Destiny,
love
for
you
your
all.
testimonies.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And thank
Yeah.
Oh wow. Wow.
Just
all the stuff.
email.
I need that. I need it. I mean, I didn't
Wow,
even.
look
Oh
at
my,
all
are
that.
you kidding me? Blood pressure. Oh, are you kidding me? That's what
This
I
is-
drank it. I drank it. Sorry.
This is just small amount on the 2 things I have. I'll email,
Okay. Okay. Wow. Wow.
but I can't practice because my brain, but I'll share what I do find.
Okay. All right.
Awesome.
Okay. Yes,
Thank
we
you.
thank you. We love you. Love you,
Thank
my
you,
baby.
Johnny.
Thank you all,
sister.
ladies.
Love you.
Appreciate
you,
you.
Thank you, Kathy.
See you
Thank you,
next time.
Thank you,
Bye
guys, for
bye.
your
Kathy.
contribution. Thank you.
Bye
Thank you.
bye.